Hello, Sanners. Hello, all the viewers.
And I realize it helps if I remember to unmute my mic for the stream, too. So for those of you who missed it for the first time, I'm still Spanners, still driving without a license here. We've got a wonderful head-to-head here with Chives and Pyr0, two lovely runners for our free-for-all, ready to go. They've already done their rolls. Lovely couple of rolls, I must say. And they're ready to head off whenever we say the word go.
Well, you should say the word go for them then.
I think I'm going to say the word go. Go!
Right,
And
they're both now deafened on Discord. We are off completely.
excellent.
Okie
Well then.
Okay, Pyro's taking the... Oh, boy.
Oh dear.
Technical problems on Chives' part.
Well,
If I
I'm
disappear, it'll be
afraid.
because I'll be looking after that.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for that. Pyr0, meanwhile, that's whose feed we're looking at right now, taking a nasty hit from the laser there, almost dying right out of the gate. Clearing out our first hold point in bunker.
Well, that was almost a very very early exit from the tournament from both of them in different ways.
that was almost very, very horribly staged.
Yes, Chives should... we'll probably reschedule. I haven't contacted them yet, but fortunately they do not seem to have reconnected, and let's make it a solo run for Pyr0.
This will make it a solo run.
They didn't get... Thankfully that laser did not kill them.
That would have been very tragic. I think we've only had one or a couple of other runners get taken out by the lasers so far. That being the case,
We have had a couple, but only one at that stage. So
let me rearrange things a little bit here.
Okay, Pyro's been running around the hold rooms because his token. He has not, as far as I'm aware, bought anything else. He is surprised that's so little. But I think he was prioritizing dodging the laser. And he gets the lucky roll with the 30% chance of the patrol spawning health.
And we are in hold one just in time for me to finish shifting around. Looks like we have a pretty wide spread of the statics for Pyr0 coming up. We'll have to make all of his shots count with that revolver. And there they are. 1, 2, 3, picking up a Sosa gun, cleaning up another. Uh-oh. Gonna have to do a quick reload here. One more static, there we go.
It's quite a good thing that it's got a quick loader for this revolver.
Indeed.
If it was one of the ones where you have to load the bullets individually, it might have taken a little bit longer.
Advance to next system node and take it.
The speed loader there definitely saving the day for Pyr0. Moving through Turbine on the way to our supply point here. Clearing things out nice and carefully.
Dealing with the patrol quite handily there. Now let's see what weapon selection we're going to see Pyro take here.
Now, many runners do love taking the 2-point auto-loading shotgun roll here. We'll see what Pyro does. Speak of the devil. Oh, no. Are we rolling a submachine gun?
Oh, yes.
Oh, the CPJ. I haven't seen that
This
one
is a
yet.
new favourite. It's a new favourite. I've had runners comment that if they get this, they will just forego an AR roll later on.
This
It is
roll,
that effective a weapon.
yeah, going
Like
straight for the drums.
straight to the drums. And it has some very effective weapon choices. That one 4-point purchase.
I don't think Pyro will need to make any other weapon rolls here except for utility.
I think it depends. I think how well he does will depend on how well he can aim at the encryptions. Sneaking the bullets past the hardens and clearing out the swarms. SMGs can do great work with swarms,
They really can.
as long as your aim is good.
Well, I suppose that's a caveat for all encryption clears, if your aim is good.
It is. There's a bit more forgiveness with a shotgun if you're at range.
Clearing
So
out our
arguably,
hold point here.
arguably your aim doesn't need to be quite as good if you're using a shotgun.
Oh, that poor Sosik.
Should have been paying better attention.
Taking out some frustration on that last one. Poor guy never knew what hit him.
He's run up here away from the orb that was right in front of him, but let's get this started.
System node.
And we are in it. Hold
This
2.
position.
Hardens leading into swarms.
Analyzing system.
We have 3 hardens on this side, likely 2 hardens on the other. There we go. There's the clouds.
Ooh, taking a little bit of a hit from that Sosik.
Absolutely tiny hit, but it does count against him.
It still counts. Good lineup on the first couple. Spraying down some Sosiks from the entrance, and there's the Hardens. Ooh, that one giving a bit of a trouble there. The drum definitely showing its value here.
Advancing to next system lane.
Yeah, Pyro seems to be left-eyed, or at least using his left eye. He, during the moderation process, he did specify, I did question it, he did say he was right-eyed. So maybe that was just a slight mishap.
Maybe
His left and his right mixed up.
a deception to keep us guessing of what's really going on.
Well, we won't see his sight picture, but we can at least see what he's doing still. I mean, for most of this is point shooting anyway, it doesn't much of a difference.
Swarm
For these ranges, definitely. And there's what you were talking about with the SMG on swarms. All 3 of those gone very quickly.
Just hosing them down, yes.
successful.
I don't think it quite beats a single shot clear with a
5
lucky
override tokens
set of
found.
buckshot, but it was
Advance
very
to
quick
next system
regardless.
node
It was
and
very
take it.
quick.
He's opting for the slightly longer route round to Turbine.
Sprinting through the electricity, through the floaters.
This will take him to the supply room from the other end. Then we've seen most of our runners go. Most of our runners have gone through Hydro and not taking this route.
It does end up being a more direct route, but, you know, 6 in one, half a dozen in the other.
It doesn't make much of a difference in the long run. He ends up at the position. And he's taking out the patrol that left it.
Dodging a floater, and now we're into the supply room.
And there's an argument to be made for coming in this doorway being better. You often find lots of Sosigs up top, and their sight is less restricted down here. Sorry, less restricted up there, so you're more likely to get spotted.
You do have to be careful about dropping down from the top, that is true. Now we're looking for our token, there it is.
Found.
Okay,
Now
is he
what-
going to make a different selection?
What will we buy here? Looks like a power-up.
Just power-ups.
Bullet boost, lovely.
That does, of course, lead to the question of what his plan is at the end. We've seen a lot of shotgun picks for the final encryption, for which the bullet boost will help. It doesn't have a shotgun.
No shotgun, yeah.
So-
So probably one more weapon roll for utility later on.
Mhm.
In the meantime, this CBJ is going to see a lot of use. We've got ourselves a reflex sight for it now,
Indeed.
and it's going to be
Uh,
put to good
Seth3
work.
in the chat is Seth3 in the chat is disappointed he didn't choose the bolt action option for getting the red dot.
Ah, yes, the free red dot strategy.
Indeed. If you're lucky enough to, well, as long as you're not unlucky, as there's only one gun in that bolt action pool that comes without one.
Well, you know, we can't judge all of our runners for making poor financial decisions. Now, I am terrified of what's going to happen here in Inclinator. We've seen far too many runners get squished by these concrete blocks, and Pyro
Yeah, just
already had a
Small
close
accidents. Yeah, just small accidents, and they fall in front of it, and the run is over. It's really unfortunate.
call. I don't like being in this track. See, that was almost it.
He seems to have a good grasp of the timing. As long as you keep track of which side has gone down, and you make your way to the opposite side, that is a very good strategy for avoiding taking that hit.
Just have to be very careful.
He's been searching for the last 06. Has he made it into here without an alert?
He's definitely had some Sosik shoot at him.
You're right, he did. He had the shotgun shooting up at him before. It's me being daft.
And here we are, grabbing the zip line, going straight up to the top.
Hold this position.
Taking the orb on the way.
Analyzing
Very efficient.
Looks like we have a couple of lucky
He's got a
spawns
fairly-
for Hardens.
Yes, a lot up the top here, making hopefully easy shots. Although there is one right at the bottom there, you can see on the right.
Yeah, so we'll have to chase some down. There's the Hardens.
Oh, some fantastic long range shooting out there.
Indeed. I think we're just down to one.
No, we've got one on the right at the bottom, and there's at least one on the left on the way down.
Oh, you're right. There it is. Oh, took a bit of a hit there.
Two on the left, one on the way down, one at the bottom. There we go. Just
Closing
one
down
left.
this one. Oh, that was almost
That-
it.
They
Oh,
took a
come on.
hit. Oh no!
Get in.
And the cube is coming.
Here's the cube. Oh.
Oh,
Oh, that was a close one.
I know he was safe there. I know he was safe. I hold that position sometimes as well, just to keep out of sight of SO6.
The tip
know
of his
that's safe,
nose got cut
but
off there.
It doesn't feel safe when watching it.
It sure doesn't. But we're safely back up at the top, now holding off at Sussex, waiting for our swarms to pop in.
He's got a couple of close spawns he can clear before he takes the zipline down. Looks like he's actually going to be aggressive and hold it from the middle here.
Interesting. We don't see a lot of runners head down here preemptively. I wonder if we'll be able to get a head start on the
Here
swarms.
we go.
Two down very quick.
Has he forgotten about the two at the top? Or is he just wanting to clear the bottom first?
Maybe we'll be clearing the bottom first.
Okay. I think he forgot. He's looking around him, looking where they are.
Hosing down the Sussex on the way up. There's the last couple.
I mean, I think it was just momentarily, but I think it escaped his mind. There we go. That's a good clear nonetheless.
Indeed.
One last stage with recursors popping up.
The main thing for Inclinator is that there's unless you get very lucky with the spawns and they're all right next to you, the biggest thing for Inclinator is just try not to lose too many points on time
Or for getting hit.
or
It's
for
a
getting hits.
rather large penalty for a single hit during a phase.
It really is. So you can hold the Inclinator very safely, but you know then we're starting to talk about the time trade-off.
Indeed. And they're about to pop. I can see Associate going down the stairs over there, away from him.
And there they are.
First one cleared.
Precisely taking out the first recursive.
The other one's right at the bottom.
Oh, that's many Sosigs.
Spraying those Sosigs down. Spraying them down, trying to get them under suppressive fire.
And we are
a very clean clear.
A-okay.
Hold successful.
Safely out of Inclinator for hold 3. CBJ doing good work. That's a very lucky SMG roll.
Okay, we're on our way to Temple now, which everyone knows as the dark area.
The dark zone. Not that it has dark themes or anything disturbing, it's just hard to see.
Okay, he's opting for the route around Hub. Straight through, and to the left will take you through the corridor entrance to the temple area.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Dancing around these floaters.
Opting to set it off so he doesn't get surprised. It's not unknown for them to float down the corridor and come up behind you if you run into some Sosigs. And they're quiet until they go off.
They do tend to sneak up on you if you're not paying attention. Safely at our supply point. Looks like there's a patrol in there. Waiting patiently. Trying to bait them with a bit of noise.
Sosigs up ahead. Oh boy.
Ooh, almost took a hit
think
there.
that's the alert bonus gone. The damage bonus is still intact, however.
We are still in play with no hits for this phase.
Okay, what's Pyr selection going to be here?
That's a good question. I
I-
feel like we might be about to see some more power-up rolls.
Possibly. I can see an SMG with good reloads going through the
Ooh,
regenerative encryption quite nicely.
we're gambling on anti-material. We got the AR-50.
That's a fairly early anti-material roll. Most people would buy it going into hold 5, but
Well,
it doesn't make it any cheaper to buy it later.
if you already have your main weapon, may as well start rolling for utility.
Exactly. Nobody knows how much he can spend on clearing things. So I guess we're going to see the ghost being used to clear out the regen.
That feels safe,
Possibly.
although the magazine that we have for the CBJ is definitely large enough to easily clear it out.
I guess it's just a question of how confident he feels on not getting shot while doing it. Maybe he'll use it for the polymorphic instead.
That's also a good possibility. It all comes down to how well Pyr0 is going to be able to keep control of Void back here. It
Of course,
has,
it depends on how the polymorphic spawns and moves. Sometimes it can spawn in a rather awkward area, making it hard to take out those nodes.
yep. Void, if you have good positioning, is pretty, I won't say easy, but it's definitely manageable to keep control of. You just have to make sure you do your rounds, check all of the entrances one at a time, and clear out the Sussex as they come in.
There are most definitely positions where you can put your corners. Make sure you are only exposing yourself to small areas. And like you said, you cover your doorways, your entrances.
I'm interested to see where Pyr0 is going to hang out in this room. Are we going to hold in the back and kind of hunker down, or get maybe a little more aggressive up front?
We've seen both tactics, and both tactics can definitely work well. I think I saw a Sosik in the middle over there.
There is.
Oh,
There's
yes,
also
I
one
did.
over here. Ooh, decapitated that one. Did not know what hit him.
I do love seeing a good melee strike in this game.
I think that makes this room clear.
It is, with no alerts, so he gets the full bonus for that.
Ooh, collecting a green berry for later.
Interfacing with system node. Hold this position.
Okay. Seems
Rolling.
to be opting for
Analyzing
the
system.
void hold.
Man, why are you giving Hoyt credit for this spot? The Hoyt hold. Oh,
I said the void hold,
oh,
as in he's over the void on one of the
the
blocks.
void hold. I apologize. My ears are full of gunk, you see. Anyway, our stealths are in. Two
I
very
believe this.
quickly.
Yep, there's another one further down on the left.
Yep, there it is. There's two there.
Is that it?
Oh,
That's
that
all
was
of them.
lucky.
Fantastic.
I don't think
That's
that goes
not
there.
your magazine.
Advancing to next
You could, I guess, save one for later in the grip. Maybe as a snack.
Okay, our polymorphic is going to be on the left-hand side there, not too far from him. That's quite convenient. He can hold the position he chose without having to relocate for it.
Now, near when it's time for it to spawn, we might see a bit of a closer approach, just so you can get that much better an angle on the polymorphic.
polymorphic
Speaking of which,
Or not.
neutralizing.
He's just shooting from here. He's
Ooh.
quite competent doing it with that that optic.
indeed, that was lovely. Very nice to see.
And the encryption itself was quite, I won't say forgiving, but it worked with him quite nicely to expose itself
That
to
was a
the right angles.
very, very good, clean polymorphic clear. We love to see those.
It was incredibly quick. It felt slower than some others we've seen, but purely because he was calm and collected.
You know, that's how
And
it
as we
goes.
know, yep, as we know, smooth is slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Sometimes you see a clear that feels like it takes ages, but it's so clean. Ooh, took a bit of a hit there. Should be ready to hose down a regen right now.
Let's go.
Spending a
He's
bit of
not using
time
his power up.
just holding down the
horizontal
trigger.
clearing method.
Oh, just enough ammo.
Nice horizontal wipe there.
We
He is
love,
very happy with that gun.
we love the CBJ here.
Node and take it.
Taking the tram, that'll be a token. We'll charge him later. Back to hub.
Okay.
Oh, we're going out. Back to
I'm
crossover.
surprised to see. Is he going straight into the hold?
Surely not.
Or is he? If he takes a this right turn here, that will lead him around to turbine.
I can't fathom wanting to go straight into the hold without buying any power-ups or anything. That'll make it a very challenging hold, for sure. Here we are.
I mean, he doesn't want to use them. There's not really a downside to purchasing them, unless he wants more of an advantage for not alerting the supply room guards.
Oh.
Potentially.
Almost got surprised there. Pulling the pin on the green berry, sending it off. I hope that gets one.
And he could still go to the supply room. That's not out of the. Whoops.
There
off
it
the edge.
goes, off the edge. Oh, taking some fire, and we've lost our stealth bonus now. In a way, that's fairly freeing, because you can just kind of have fun with
Be a
it.
bit more aggressive. Yes. I think most of our runners have lost the stealth bonus here. It's very, very hard to go through this hold and clear it out without being spotted.
Only once or twice in practice have I managed to clear this out without anyone getting alerted.
Likewise, I think one Sussex spotted me on my run, which was a little unfortunate, but it's the way of the world.
For
There are lots of Sussex
entities
here.
for entities that don't have eyes, Sussex have very good vision.
Oh, we're seeing maximum aggression on this last Sosik.
It's personal with this one. And a patrol coming in. Not sure what that one was looking at. There we go.
And there we go, and a solid hit. Are we going to see him take out that last Sosik with a grenade? Or is it just going to be a distraction for him?
Ooh, come on.
I think the latter.
Oh. Hosing them down. Alright, I think this is turbine clear, and we're going on to the supply point, it seems.
We are indeed.
Popping up the ladder. Popping up another ladder. Why are there so many ladders in these vents, I wonder?
Well, the first competitor I've seen take this route. First I've seen just clear turbine first. So I have seen a runner take this route the opposite direction, having taken the supply room first.
Carefully trying to get an angle on the Sosix in supply room here.
But he has been alerted on that far one. So he knows he's there, even though he lost track of him. There are quite a few angles on this map where the Sosix can see under bits of terrain or through
Oh,
walls.
this poor guy.
He doesn't know what's going on. He's panicking.
Oh, no. Poor fellow.
Well, that's the end of him. Okay, no upgrades available with that. That is restricted to just the one magazine upgrade. And we have the ammunition upgrade. This is going to rip apart everything it hits.
Yes, indeed. I think I missed that. What was the ammunition type?
Armor piercing frangible, I believe.
Oh boy. With that, we should have no trouble shredding everything that we see.
Yes. Goes in and then rips people apart. It's like a combination of armor piercing and hollow point, effectively.
Best of both worlds.
Indeed.
We still have some points for a bit more shopping, but we keep getting rudely interrupted by patrols.
I'd like to see him go for a bullet. Oh, he has a bullet boost.
He
Okay,
does have a bullet
silly.
boost already.
So I'm guessing we'll see the bullet boost and 50 cal being used on the final encryption.
That seems most likely. I think the question is shield or ammo or both.
You could do both. You've got enough.
Thinking
You've got
about
enough, you've got enough
attachments.
tokens for it.
There's a shield. We have two ghosts now.
2 ghosts, a bullet boost, and a health sausage in his pockets.
Oh,
Is
wants
he
to
going
buy
to-
the 211. Just short.
You could. Does he have any other weapons on him, or did he sell those earlier?
I think he's sold everything early.
Right. No, I'm afraid he's already picked up the token. So, no 50 cal ammo upgrade if he wants the 2-on-1s. The only thing he could get is armor piercing incendiary. I don't know if that's actually going to be something that will be more effective against that last encryption.
I think that would perform a little worse, because we've seen that weapons with high kinetic damage, as opposed to piercing, do very well against the refractive.
We have indeed.
No more shopping. Shopping is done. We've packed our bags, and now we are into turbine for a final hold.
System node. Hold this
Yeah, I don't know if
position
anyone's actually done proper testing on all the weapon options yet.
Standing
To
on
some
top
degree-
of the turbine.
To some degree, the contestants are figuring out what works best. Although I can reveal that Anton has said today that he is looking at some changes to certain encryptions
Oh, really?
based
Secret
on what
stuff
he's
in the
seen
works.
in these tournament runs.
Taking a moment to suppress the Sosigs while we get back to work on the cascading. Just a few nodes left. It's a bit hard to get an angle
Why is-
from up here.
I'm surprised he doesn't take a step forward to get a better view.
There we go.
We often see runners getting in between these, I'll call them hot dogs sticking up the top.
The hot dogs, yes.
analyzing system.
He was more standing on top of one instead this time.
Now I'll be very interested to see how the CBJ does against the orthogonal. We have seen that the high ammo capacity of this drum has worked very well in favor so far. Will we have enough capacity to deal with the orthogonal in a quick manner?
It's a fast reload, and it's definitely got enough bullets. I think the main thing is whether the orthogonal is going to be friendly to him.
Taking out a couple of faces quickly. Ghost, rather. So far, so good. There's that quick reload you were talking about.
It's hiding.
Ooh, that
And
was
he's got it.
nice.
Anton has said that the orthogonal is one of the encryptions he is going to change. He's going to adjust how it rotates.
Well, that's good to hear. I think it's safe to say that many of us are not a fan of how much of a pain the orthogonal can be sometimes. Now we're on
Right
to
then.
breachers.
Yep, the encryption is going to appear at the, on the tallest platform. It's behind him currently. I think he's looking for it.
We'll probably have to jump down,
See this.
taking a bit of cover here, not wanting to waste a single second of his final power-ups. Should have the refractive any moment now. There it
There we
is.
go.
Popping our power-ups. Now we get to work. One hit. Now this will take
With this
4
50
hits,
cal,
I think.
It's got to manually load this 50 cal every time.
Putting it to good work, though. 3
Indeed.
hits, just
Especially
one more.
as the Sosigs cannot see him.
And we are
There we
done.
go.
Putting
Complete.
good, clean work on that AR-50.
Data extracted.
What do we have? 117, 0800.
And take it.
A very solid score from
Returning
Pyro.
to interface.
Nicely done.
Okay, Pyro's score is in.
Excellent. Oh, you didn't sell that
I'm-
revolver. Building a little platter with all of our victorious weaponry.
Right, let's bring Pyro back into the chat.
Yes, indeed.
Hi, Pyro. You may
Howdy.
want to get. There we go. I can confirm that you are, with that score, now in 25th place on our leaderboard, which
Really?
puts you through. Confirmed. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You were confirmed
Wow,
through.
because I thought I really fumbled that early on it.
Well, you nearly had a very tragic start with the Iris we saw. That was a very
Yeah,
close call.
I was about to. If I lost that there, I probably would have had an aneurysm. Also, apologize for the background noise. I'm the only one in this basement right now.
Okay, that's fine. Um, does anyone in stream have any questions for the runner? In the meantime, what were your thoughts when you rolled the SMG?
For the CBJ, honestly, that was definitely one of the better things. I was really worried because you can get stuff like the Agram 2000 or the Ogram 11-9 where you don't even have a stock, and then if you roll for a stock, you're going to get a pistol stock with a mini ionosphere, so you can't aim. So I definitely was glad to get that. Plus, also the fact that you go straight from 30 to 100 means that you effectively you barely ever need to reload. You can close things down so easily. It's nice to have that peace of mind. So yeah, definitely good thing there.
Yeah, great. Texas Red has asked, why the anti-material rifle?
Because the refractive relies on the amount of damage you deal per shot, and FTW cartridge, especially when you're going to you're going to wind up going with the APDS for the CBJ. If you're getting it, you're going to use the APDS. But that does practically no raw kinetic damage, so I would have had to shoot the thing up about 48 times, I think. So the AMR just to take down the refractive at the end faster. That's it.
The evolving meta is to use a cheap shotgun with bullet boost to pop it in 2 hits. So it took a little bit longer with the anti-material rifle.
I didn't realize you could take it down in 2 hits with a shotgun.
It's the evolving meta with buckshots. You can take it down quite quickly with bullet boost.
Oh, is that why everyone's using number 4? Everyone's talking about using number 4.
For multiple reasons. Number 4 will do it. It's also got a nice spread for taking out swarms and hardens.
Oh, okay, that
So,
makes a lot of sense. I was wondering what I was talking about. They always use number 4. Well,
it's
I'll
also
keep that in
effective
mind
if
for
you
the
can
next
get
one.
range on the regenerative.
Yeah, that one. I did use that at one point, I think, when I just grabbed one for regen.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Yes.
So I'll have to keep that in mind for the next one.
Mm.
I also heard some people say you can obliterate it with the NTW, so I was kind of hoping for that.
That too, yes.
Yes, that is the one you're fishing for when you roll the anti-material.
Yeah.
Guardian's asking, why didn't you sell the revolver? I think the underlying question there is you had some tokens left in the final supply room. You could have afforded, I believe, another defensive sausage if you had sold the revolver and used that extra token.
Part of the thing is I am just not a rational person, and I don't like getting rid of anything that I think might conceivably be useful, even if logically it probably won't be. Also, especially when you live in the state of New York, the idea of being given a gun and then voluntarily relinquishing it is just anathema. Heresy, even.
Very well. Okay. I think there have been 2 more questions. Droid has, I'm not sure if it's a question for you, but he's asked, if those are hot dogs, then the turbine is a meat grinder. What do you think about that?
I mean,
referring to the pieces sticking out the top.
I mean, oh. I mean, anything's a meat grinder if you swing it hard enough and repeatedly enough.
That's fair
And
indeed.
Spanners, would you like to ask the final question?
The final question, this is also the most important question. It's the question of the tournament. Pyro, why hot dogs?
Well, would you rather have cold dogs?
There we have it from the sage himself. Pyro, thank you very much for your run. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in live to see this. Stick around. We have more runs coming up today. And in the meantime, we will see you next time on First to Worst. Thanks very much.
Thank you guys for having me. Have a great one. I can stop now, right?
Yep.